So our hearts are the fastest portal to our light body, and our light body is our higher self. And our light body is what we're here to activate on earth, but we can't activate our light body until we heal our pain body. And that's earth. Earth is dense and it is painful. And so we're also clearing other time spaces. You can call them past lives. They're not all necessarily past lives. Some of them are parallel lives. And we're also finding in quantum hypnosis, it doesn't matter because it needs to be healed in this life now. And so what happens a lot of times is something traumatic will happen in another time space. Let's just call it a past life. And that experience is kind of registers in the body, in the nervous system. And so if something similar happens in this life now, because it is something that you want to heal and clear, then if that familiar event connects to another past life or another time space or another parallel life, then your nervous system and your pain body is going to get activated. And we know when the pain body gets activated, it's not fun, right? We're talking depression, extreme anxiety, addictions, right? Because it's like a fire. The pain body is so red and sore and uncomfortable. And so what do? The only way through is in, and that is in through our hearts. And one thing you can say when you're really in that pain body experience, and Eckhart Tolle has really talked a lot about the pain body and going into the inner being, the inner body. So the portal is in, and it's through the heart, and sitting with what is not acceptable. So being with your deepest fear, being with your deepest pain, being with your deepest betrayal. And that's amazing. Once you get secure in your inner being and you get secure in your inner body, and your connection is with your higher self, which is your light body, the light getting activated inside of you, you will feel more secure. Even though as you're activating your light body and you're activating the light inside of you and you're healing and you're able to stabilize, even in those, sometimes there's psychic attacks or people show up in your life that are really challenging, and you're able to maintain who you are and stay with your light, stay connected to your higher self, no matter what. And that is a lot of light. And so it might seem like you're not doing very much, but you actually are doing a lot. And so when we connect with our heart and we say yes, we're saying yes to our light body. We're saying yes to our inner being. We're saying yes to the connection to source, divine presence. And that is what anchors us on earth and actually makes us feel really good. And that is awakening. And that deep presence, there's nothing, I'm sure, that feels any better than that, because the pain body is so excruciatingly painful. And so sitting with the things that challenge us, that just activate our nervous system, which activates the pain body, and being able to be present. And it's a lot easier, no matter what you're going through, is to say yes, but you're saying yes, not to the events or to the person or to the problems. You're saying yes to your inner being. You're saying yes to your higher self. You're saying yes to your higher self to help you. And then that connects to God's source divine presence so that they can actually help. But if we don't ask for help, They can't help us. And so I always thought when you're on earth, you have to go it alone and you have to figure it out on your own and that you can't ask. Anybody that has a trauma background absolutely knows you cannot ask. You can't ask for help, because asking for help was actually extremely dangerous. And so you learned to not ask for help. But that's the whole point of the dark triad. They're there to help us, be dominated. And the best way to dominate people is to get them to very quickly not ask for help and not actually tell people what is really going on. Right? So what happens in relationships, in a couple, also happens within the family, which also happens at work, which also happens in the culture or the country that you're born in, right? It just goes from the micro to the macro, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And so the fastest way through is saying yes, but you're saying yes to your heart, you're saying yes to your inner being, and you're saying yes to your light body. And it will bring you a lot of security, and you will not feel so alone, and you will not feel so overwhelmed when the pain body is activated. And the higher beings, your higher self, always says everything can be healed. Everything can be healed. We have to ask and then trust in our connection to Source. And our higher selves are that pillar of light that connects to Source. So we're here to remember, and we're here to remember who we are and to remember our connection to Source.